You can unmute yourself at cheat, though. Just remember to mute yourself back. Who is the final arrival of mystery guest? Maybe that sounds good. Actually, maybe not as bad. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drone Therapy, Season 5, Episode 14. As you can see, we've got our special guest, Addy Overbeeke. William sent me a message, but I'm not 100% sure yet what he sent. I'll check it in just a second. I want to get moving. What?
I thought you were looking at you.
Oh, just talking to Addy. Go ahead. My wife just messaged me. Go ahead, everybody. Addy Overbeeke, Chuck, and Ron, and Chris.
Chuck and Ron and Chris. Say hello to Addy.
Hang on.
Yeah. Why did I use myself in the third person? I'm not sure. Must be the beer.
Ron, must be back.
It's only a 10%er tonight.
Only 10%.
Yeah, only. Triple IPA. It's
So welcome, Addy. Is this your first Coast to Coast Drone Therapy show?
It is for the drone therapy. I've only done one other live stream event, and that was with Kelly Shore and Ready Set Drone.
Right. And how's your internet work out for these live streaming events?
Well, I'm kind of like I'm bouncing off my cell phone here, so it's LTE, so that's not too bad.
You see, you're really good. You're not breaking up. Your audio is good, so it's working out good for you.
No bedroom action going on.
Yeah, because my regular internet is DSL dial-up.
Tell the good folks how long it took you to upload your latest video.
It took over 10 hours to do it.
What?
Yeah. So about 4.5 megabits upload. I mean, that's download. I'm sorry. It's less than a meg upload.
Dude, you got
it takes.
We need to get you Starlink, buddy.
We got to get him upgraded. What's it going to take to get Eddie? We need some super chats to get him upgraded.
Yeah, there's a beta version out that's $4.99, and then it's $99 a month. But they said they won't get to this area here until the fall.
You get that NASA discount though, Eddie.
That's what I was wondering. You should have like rocket speed stuff going on. I don't get it.
All you gotta do is say, "I'm Addy Overbeeke." Price to get down.
Yeah, that's the last time I helped you with a spacesuit. If you can't give me good internet.
I wish that was true.
Not right. It's just not right.
The government contracts can't do that kind of stuff, Chuck.
Oh, come on. They pay like $1 billion for like a gold toilet seat. Least they can do is give Addy freaking good internet.
Exactly. Does he not? They don't know who he is, do they?
Apparently not.
They've forgotten.
Maybe spring of next year. Looks like Frontier might be coming in here with fiber on them.
Fiber is pretty bad.
It's supposed to be. It was supposed to be picked. Let me call them. Okay, something's going on with the food. So you all continue.
Oh, that's way more important.
Remember, I told you my grandkids and stuff were here, so we ordered food for them. Well, some part of it didn't show up, so I have to. You all
go take care of it, Bill. We'll hold the fort down for you.
I'm not going to be able to highlight everybody's names, but I'm glad everybody here.
I'll call them all out for you, Bill.
We got 400 AGL. Welcome. Was it Alex Mark? Art's in the house.
Yeah,
Easy
Art.
Drones.
Blind Neil.
Blind Neil.
What's up, buddy?
Blind Neil.
Alex. I wish I could talk like Alex.
Sean at Geeks Fun is here.
Yeah. And our good friend Michael Ray, TX Arts Drone Guy's here.
Got Uncle, Grumpy Blogger.
Lloyd's in the house with us?
Lloyd's in the house.
Welcome, Lloyd. Welcome, Lloyd's. He's quite a guy.
He's the Lloyd's of Muskogee.
He's royalty down there. We got Arco Drone Solutions in the house with us tonight. Welcome, Art.
Brent Ariels.
Maybe he brought toffee. Maybe he'll throw it out to the audience.
Yes.
Yeah, he better
Needs a transporter room.
He can transporter room. Chunk it. Get it over here.
I love that stuff.
We got Robbie RC Belgium in here with us tonight. Robbie's a great RC guy. I think we've got kind of Drone Days. Did we get Drone Days?
I think so. You can get them again. You can do doubles.
Okay, well, we'll go. We'll wait. When a few more go, we'll shout out some more people. So yeah, we got Addy Overbeeke on with us tonight. I had the good pleasure to meet Addy a couple years ago at Spin Up 2019. You were flying in back of the Boy Scout building or whatever by that little pond, and we had like a really nice little conversation that day. And we've kept in touch. You follow my YouTube. I follow your. Tell us about your latest video you just posted within the last week. The one I kind of mentioned, took you a lot to get it uploaded. It was about the FPV drone, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So this is a version. This is a how can I say it? It's an option if you have a non-FPV drone and it's a DJI product using the Go4 app. I don't know if a lot of people know it, but in the gimbal setting, it's defaulted to follow me, but you can actually set the camera into an FPV mode. And when you move the bank angle joystick left and right, it actually starts to move the camera. And then it just gets the movement of the drone rolling. So you get these FPV looks. So I explain that all in the video, and then at the very, very end, I show an FPV flight. That's not real FPV, but it's FPV as far as how the camera looks, with banking, turning.
Can I argue with you?
Yeah.
And you use the original DJI goggles to do this flight, correct?
So that's the nice thing. You can use the goggles, or you can use your tablet or your cell phone.
Yeah, I flew right before the FPV drone came out. I busted out my Moverio BT300s actually, and and I flew my Mavic 2 Pro in that FPV mode.
Mm-hmm.
I was like really disappointed. I thought I saw somebody else do it, and they said they had to do like if they flew in like an S pattern, you could get it to you get the camera to kind of behave like FPV.
So I explained in that video how you have to pull it off. You have to put yaw in with roll. That's the only way it's gonna.
Yeah, that's what I did wrong. But I think that's what the S came into. I think.
Yeah, and I explained how to do that, and you actually have to do that with I have FPV drones also here, but you actually have to do that with an FPV drone. But the nice thing about the DJI FPV drone, the new one, as far as, and I don't have it, but as far as all the reviews I've seen on it, is that DJI has a coordinated turn of yaw and roll. That's all done
in normal mode.
In normal mode.
Normal mode. Yeah, it's super easy to fly. That's why I did it.
Yeah, because otherwise it's it's something that you have to practice. If you do it the way I was explaining, you have to definitely do the bank turns with a yaw, and then you get those nice sweeping turns. I explain it like you're going down a Daytona straightaway, and then you come into a high bank turn.
You know, more throttle to keep it from dropping down to the apron.
You gotta.
That's a great analogy. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
You gotta have a lot of forward speed, and when you're close to the ground, things move pretty fast, so you can kind of back off the throttle a little bit. But if you get any altitude, you really got to put it like in sport mode or something like that. You got to kind of move it.
I did hear that when you put the FPV, I haven't flown the FPV drone in sport yet. I'm too chicken, but I'll get there. But my buddy Keith did, and he flew in Thailand, and he told me that you lose altitude if you don't stay on the throttle in a heavy bank turn, just like a plane. You drop altitude pretty fast.
Yeah. I bet.
He said that got his attention really quick.
You're invoking drag, right? So that's going to take you down if you don't.
Well, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense because if you bank hard, you lose your lift too, and then you're.
Same thing in an aircraft.
Yeah, but it is cool that it flies like a fixed wing, and then, but unlike a fixed wing, you can put the brakes on to stop. Boop, it just hovers like a Mavic. So it really is a hybrid.
So you think it's worth it, Chuck, to invest in that? Yeah,
it's awesome. It's and the goggles are way more. They're more immersive, and it's more of a wider. It's 150-degree field of vision, so it's wider.
Yeah, I'm not. So I got a lot of goggles. I got the Fat Shark. I got the Racing Edition.
So you've had good ones then, yeah.
I have, the regular white ones there by DJI. They're awesome to wear, but I just don't feel comfortable. And a lot of times I'm just around out here in the woods and fields and stuff like that, and I got them on. I'm all by myself. I know you're supposed to have a visual observer, but I just don't feel comfortable not knowing my surroundings around me, what's going on. I'll hear stuff behind me, it might be a deer or a bear or something like that, or somebody walking through the woods, and it just kind of freaks me out. I conceal carry also, so it just don't have like that feeling of being blinded to the world and you're
not having the awareness.
It's great. I just like situational awareness all the time.
Oops. Well, that's terrible. Hold on. Fix that mess.
Hey, I want to welcome a couple people into the chat here. Eric Rose, all the way from Bahamas, joined us. Drone Shots is in here. Wiz Design Photography's in here with us now. I think they may have been here at the very beginning, but we didn't shout their names out. So thanks for joining the show today. We have a question in the chat from who is it? They're asking what the price of the DJI Air 2S will be. It's Alerx Mark Aero Photography wants to know the price on the Air 2S. You want to take a crack at that, Chuck?
$999 non-fly more. $12.99 fly more is my guess.
Okay. Chris or Addy, have any guesses?
I don't know.
$1,500 at Best Buy.
I think they're going to hit it. Like they're going to hit the fly more price for just the drone alone, because the Air 2 was $999 fly more, right? $799 without.
$799 just with the drone controller and battery. Yes.
So I'm guessing like a nice just under $1,000, and then if you want the batteries and
so about a $200 jump up for the 1-inch sensor.
But it doesn't have an adjustable aperture, which is something the Mavic 2 Hasselblad has.
Oh, your test model doesn't have that, Chuck?
What test model?
You're not under NDA on this drone?
I have no drone. Well, no Air 2S.
Hey, I want to welcome Brad Austin, River City RVA, into the chat. Brad's a great guy. Had the pleasure of meeting him at the Florida Drone Meetup a couple weeks back, and I met him at SPIP 2019. Welcome in. Phantom Flight 101 joined us tonight. Good evening,
Herman.
sir. Mr. J's RC's in here with us. If I can shout him out twice, I'm sorry.
See what Geeks Vana said? The bear could be your spotter, Eddie.
I saw that, but I was trying to figure out how to respond.
It's hard to say with Sean. You just kind of have to blurt
It's hard
it
to
out.
keep up with Sean. That's right.
Yeah.
No, not for that reason. Sean's a good guy.
We just give him a hard time here.
No, when you're in the live stream, does that mean that you can't comment back?
You can comment.
You just have to open like a separate like kind of window up, and then you can comment back.
I see the private chat, but I don't see
even if you go over the comments, I don't think you can.
So
you have to open up another window to.
Okay.
Here, open up. So open it up on YouTube and then mute it. So open up a window on YouTube and mute, and then you can break out the chat by hitting the 3 dots.
You had him hit too many buttons, Chuck. He hit
he'll come back.
and unfortunately, Bill's gonna have to let him back in, and he's busy with his Chinese food order.
He's getting pizza delivered now.
Oh, pizza! I didn't know it was pizza.
He doesn't give up. He doesn't give up on the other called Domino's.
Hey, Chris, you know what would be the greatest business ever? What if you had a combination Chinese food and pizza shop together? We could make some money with a joint like that.
Hey,
it'd be good.
Catch William out. Tell him what's going on. William, I can see you're muted.
Welcome, William. You're muted. Hit the unmute button. There you go. Welcome in.
Welcome.
Okay, now I'm mute. Okay, there's William. Everybody's here. Okay.
Oh, we lost Daddy.
Hello? Oh, they switched me to another department. Wait.
Bill, can you keep an eye out for Addy? He needs to get back
in
again.
Like a real Pesci thing from like, they F you at the drive-thru. Lethal Weapon 2. They F you at the drive-thru. They know you'll be miles away before you.
Hey, nice to meet you, William.
Nice to meet you too.
You doing all right, buddy? Where you from, man?
I'm north of Seattle, so I'm actually closer to Bill. Probably from the other side.
Are you a camera drone guy or an FPV flyer?
Camera drone guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a Dodger
that FPV, that new DJI FPV, that looks amazing as a good starter.
Just do it.
What drones are you currently flying?
Mainly just the Autel Evo.
Evo 2 or Evo 1?
The Evo 1.
Okay.
I've got 2 of them right now, just kind of as a backup. Got some
redundancy, my man.
Yes, redundancy, and I got some good on offer up, some extra batteries. So definitely a good way to kind of keep that redundancy going. But I'm still waiting once the whole remote ID kind of keeps pushing forward. I'm hoping that Autel comes up with the Evo 3. So I'm hoping end of 2022 we might have a decent drone, especially now with DJI as a good competitor to kind of see what the new specs are out for.
We had a little news about remote ID this week. A couple people covered this story that a drone, FPV drone part supplying company is suing the FAA over the remote ID part of it, and I hear they got a pretty good legal team working with them. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but it is a thing.
It's a good thing.
Well,
around.
My friend Marcus, he says maybe it's not a good thing because he thinks if remote ID gets implemented down the road, we may see flying beyond visual line of sight be allowed too with that. And if remote ID doesn't happen, maybe flying beyond visual line of sight doesn't happen either. So I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but it's something to consider.
Yeah, but why do we need beyond visual line of sight? Amazon needs that to deliver packages to bump us out of the sky permanently. So that's a good question. That's my fear, is that the whole thing is setting up commercialism of the skies. Maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist. I'll put my tinfoil hat on now, but they want us out of the sky. Get those drone dudes out of the sky. We got money to make.
I think they're going to come up with some type of air corridor, like between 150, 200 feet. That's basically their space that we have to always kind of be aware of.
That actually makes a lot of sense, really.
That's why it'll never happen. It makes too much sense.
That's a good point. But Will, Okay.
Well, remember, William, and then we have Bill. So we have to go the separate. We have to call William by his full name so we can say Bill for the master, Bill Thomas. Once he gets his pizza order settled there. Well, once the Domino's guy finally realizes that he needs the extra pepperoni on the third pie.
They done mess with the wrong bills. All I can say.
Yeah, when it comes to pizza, you don't mess with Bill Thomas.
No. Let the wrath of Bill Thomas come upon you.
So William, do you have a YouTube channel that you would like to shout out to everybody? Maybe we can get you some extra subscribers here tonight.
Well, I do have a YouTube channel along with some social media, but I haven't really put too much out there. I'm hoping that I've been holding off some of my videos as I'm kind of training before I get my Part 107. So I'm definitely getting that so I can kind of commercially advertise it. But I do have the Will's Design a channel that we can always throw in chat if we need to. I think it's actually in the description of the YouTube. So if you scroll down in the YouTube channel, you'll see the first link will be the YouTube channel link. But yeah, definitely, I love the cinematic feel of drones. I started back, again, doing a lot more of sports photography, but seeing that kind of that new perspective, being able to go around stadiums and other events definitely brings kind of a new art to it.
Now, William, do you have any intention to do any kind of commercial work with your Part 107, like real estate or mapping or anything like that?
Well, I think we all look at what potential markets out there, and real estate's always a starter, but I think you have to have that full package where a realtor doesn't want you coming in just as a drone operator to get 30 seconds of video. They want you to do the full interior house too. So it's hard to kind of find just that type of job. So I'm definitely looking at ways to incorporate what I already am doing with some sports photography. So advertising some event fields before events, and especially now with the night operations with the new training that went live yesterday, that would give opportunity for even some night games around some of the football stadiums to add that just added feel and kind of that B-roll.
Now, would you expand on to the audience that the night thing you just mentioned a second ago?
Night waiver?
Yeah, so FAA has been kind of since the beginning at least back in December told us about all these new changes coming. And so for Part 107 operators, they used to require nighttime or daylight waiver. And since then, they're now changing over to, instead of a test or exam, it's more of a reoccurring training. And along with that new training that went live yesterday, that's also including some of the nighttime operations. So you do not need that waiver starting April 21st, I believe. So
good information there, William. Thank you. And Addy, welcome back.
My fault, isn't it?
Was only
William joined us in your absence.
It said I was in backstage.
Well,
I posted.
Wait, quick! I gotta give one quick update. DoorDash is blaming Applebee's. Applebee's is blaming DoorDash.
Like this. Their fault.
Nobody wants to give me my money back. They delivered it to the wrong address.
Just cancel the credit card payment and tell them to get
I'm gonna go check my doorstep. Maybe it came here.
Yes, I'm doing this live. Applebee's and DoorDash. Don't deal with them. Nobody wants to help. They want to take your money and my food was literally delivered to someone else, and now neither one of them wants to give me my money back because they messed up.
For $10, I'll deliver it.
So in the chat, I posted
all right
Addy's latest video.
So William, you were talking earlier about flight corridors for beyond visual line of sight, and I had posted a paper for the NPRM. It was a pretty extensive report to talk about the remote ID, and in that I explained how to do that corridor. Separate 400 to 700 feet for delivery drones, because right now general aviation is at 500 feet in certain areas, and it's actually 1,000 feet over like metropolis areas, and that. Of course, there's always the exception to the rule for like crop dusters and helicopters and things like that, but So I explained very, very easily how they could revise the airspace and make those corridors for the beyond visual line of sight, which is good for 107 pilots like myself, you know, for doing inspections and you know, that's beyond a visual range. Right now you have to have a visual observer. But if you go behind something, you have to have an observer there also. So that's interesting that you said that, because I explained how they can do that. I gave them a lot of graphics, and they never did anything about it.
Yeah, again, that's just speculation that we see the Walmarts and Amazons wanting to deliver, and there's going to have to be some landing zones for some of these locations. So I don't expect them to fly too high. Again, also depending on the range of the devices for the delivery, but I definitely see them, especially with kind of federal level, to push towards these corridors that they will kind of obtain, and then we'll be kind of on these airspace maps that we need to basically kind of be aware of.
Transition from start to end destination corridor vertically.
What?
Bill had a little bit of hold music on. Go ahead, Addy.
That's okay.
What the hell was that?
The person that's getting the delivery, like from Amazon, they would toss out this landing pad that has a symbol on it, and it would, you know, the drone would pick it up.
What sucks is it was food for my grandkids and my kids.
So just need the right QR code and get the right QR code, and I can get anybody's stuff to land in my house.
That's it.
Wow.
I always thought
it wasn't even a drone. It was a human, man.
It matches the address that it goes to, you know, GPS coordinates.
Oh no, they called me from the actual address, man. It was my neighbor, and they were like, did you order some food? Well, we called the restaurant, tried to tell them that they messed up. And we had the food inside, we couldn't get it. And they go, well, because you took it inside, we can't do nothing. They hung me out.
Yeah, I'm saying this live, but I always thought it would be pretty cool. Starbucks could get in on this too. If you have some high traffic freeway locations where, you know, the gridlock happens, and if they go below 30 miles an hour, someone with a sunroof could basically order and have their Starbucks delivered and right through the sunroof, and then take back off for the next order. As long as you're within the Starbucks corridor, because the vehicles are moving less than 30 miles an hour, you could have these quick deliveries while you're in traffic.
Yeah, I like that idea.
All kinds of possibilities.
Oh, we had a couple people join us in the chat. Scott Nadeau from Minnesota joined us in here. I saw a couple people pop in. Go scroll back a little bit here. Fly drone quadcopters is with us. Bob Casey Errol dropped in. See us. Rigor Mortis FPV's been here for a while, so I think I've got some of the news additions to the chat here. So, and Bill still got his ongoing Applebee's order here. He will get this straightened out before this show's over. So
I don't think he likes us anymore.
Well, you know, it's frustrating dealing with all these people on the phone.
His wife could have done it, right?
I don't know the whole. I don't know the whole situation. This could be he can make a documentary out of this. And probably get higher ratings in his show.
Well, then he better take himself off mute so we can hear it.
So anybody have any other topics that came up this week that they would like to discuss? I don't really have a topic list in front of me, but anybody want to bring up anything that's occurred in the past week or two, or anything to look forward to?
Occurring, the Mars drone is supposed to take off on April 12th, Monday.
Yep, yeah, that's going to be
all over that. Yeah,
that's a drone.
It is technically a drone. It's unmanned.
An atmosphere of Earth. Its density altitude is 100,000 feet of Earth's. So if you were to fly a drone at 100,000 feet, just think about how less dense the air is here on Earth, and that's the atmosphere that they have to fly in on Mars. Those rotors are 4 feet long. They're counter-rotating rotors, and they spin at 2,400 RPM.
Aren't they like 2/3 the speed of sound or something?
Well, so speed is
I mean, their linear velocity,
density, and temperature. So that's why they can go at 2,400 RPM. It's not the speed of sound for Mars because the air density is much lower.
Oh yeah, I meant on Earth standard though. That just the speed is the linear.
Oh yeah,
speed
so
of the
Earth
blade.
speed, you're talking around 700-mile-an-hour blade tip. You know, and then you get all kinds of weird vibrations and shock waves that kind of like tear the thing apart. So you always want to stay below that, but because the density of the air on Mars is only 1% of Earth's, they can spin that a lot. Also, the gravitational attraction on mass on Mars is only 0.38 of Earth. So even though the drone weighs 4 pounds here on Earth, it only weighs 1.5 pounds on Mars.
Yeah, because the acceleration due to gravity is so much lower.
Now, Addy, would our consumer drones be able to fly on Mars, or would they not be able to handle that atmosphere?
No, it's just you don't have enough thrust being produced by the rotors of that drone is $80 million. So
is that the Flymore kit or just a standard kit?
It's a solar Flymore.
I've been into the chambers that are very, very similar to the ones that they tested it at JPL, and but these are down at NASA, and they use bungee cords to unweight mass so that you would have the same mass if you were on the moon, which is 1/6 gravity of Earth, 0.38 for Mars. So they unweight, but then they also can change the atmospheric pressure inside the chamber so that on the moon you would go to a hard vacuum because there's no atmosphere on the moon, but for Mars you would pull the atmosphere down to 1% of Earth's. And then you do your simulation tests, so that's how they would do it in real world. And they do all that testing before they go out there, obviously, and they get a pretty good idea that they're going to have a successful launch and mission on Monday. Get all the bugs up, and that's why it's $80 million. A lot of testing, a lot of engineering.
Now, will that be broadcast live any place?
Yeah, so there's you can go to the
NASA YouTube channel
website, and it won't be live because there's a 20-minute delay for radio signal.
Yeah.
And then
YouTube, right, Eddie?
they're not actually controlling it. It's on all autonomous. It's all pre-flight.
Oh, it's like a Skydio up there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to take off. It's going to go to about 15 feet, and then it's going to travel out about 160 feet, and then it's going to turn around and come back and land where it took off from, because you don't want it to land like on a boulder or somewhere, where they can't actually see the area that it's going to be landing on,
right?
Because they get to look at the video feed and the photographs, and they have to decipher if the path that it took, because it's taking all those photos, is a good path to fly in, and then maybe later on they'll land it. But they're only going to do 5 flights in 30 days, and those are Martian days. It's actually 31 Earth days, because the rotational speed of the moon of the Earth is a little bit different than Earth's. So
I wonder what kind of batteries they have in that.
So I actually know what the batteries are in that thing. They're made by Sony. It gives you a 90-second flight time. Okay, it's a 6-cell 350-watt battery. It's a 40 watt-hour battery, and they can charge at about 350 watts in one day. So it takes a full day to charge them up.
Wow. Hope they have a multi-charger.
6-cell.
Addy, they're going to do waypoints? Is that what you were saying? So they're going to scope out the area with the drone first, and then they can go back and they can set up a new waypoint mission, basically, from Earth?
That's correct. Yeah, in the video I put out, there's actually a slide in there that shows the flight path and how it comes back and returns again. So that's pretty interesting.
Super cool.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, can you imagine not only doing waypoint, but doing waypoints from another planet?
Yeah, that's so awesome. That's so awesome.
Oh, Chuck,
that kind of range.
About did you talk him into Saturday yet?
Not yet.
Oh, you're still sweet talking him. Okay, but thank you very much.
I'm talking him.
I'll come to the show on Saturday.
I see. I'm talking over you again. See, I'm pissing you off.
Why would I not?
No, he said he's just yanking your chain, man. Just drink more beer. Be happy. Be well. He's going to come on Saturday and talk more about the space drum.
Oh my God, it's gonna be awesome.
To give you an update. Okay, I finally it took 5 calls to get to the DoorDash supervisor. Man, flip up there. There we go. To get to the DoorDash supervisor, right? So I get to the DoorDash supervisor. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. Sorry for all that's going on. I totally understand what the problem is. Yada, yada, yada. And we can't refund your money because you placed your order on the actual Applebee's website. Yes, we do handle their deliveries, but, we don't actually get the money until after, So anyway, so he ended up calling the store here in Everett at Applebee's and said, yes, it's our fault. We don't have any way to refund the money, but we will pay back. And so apparently he was the supervisor to give Applebee's some code to where, they would get their money. And then Applebee's gave me my money back. But in the meantime, my son and my grandsons are without food.
They're starving.
Do they have a car?
Well,
Just asking for a friend.
You're so brutal, Chuck.
Well, dude, I have 3 of them. You must have one.
Yeah, they got Applebee's had curbside now, so you can just pull up and park in front of number
they're ordering,
2, and they bring it out.
They're like the curbside pickup.
They're
hey, you guys screwed up. Now I'll get my order.
They're ordering food now. But what's ridiculous is that somebody we ordered 2 ribeyes with the Applebee's mac and cheese and the bacon cheeseburger with fries. So one of my neighbors ate really good tonight.
Wow.
Do you know which one?
William's smiling.
You know which neighbor?
Just check who has a lot of high cholesterol from that bacon burger, and you'll know.
Well, no, I was
just where the ambulance goes next.
William
follow the ambulance to the house.
William only lives probably about 10 miles from me.
Yeah, he was pretty close to you, and I was gonna, give my condolences.
Well, see, the thing about it is I've been talking on the phone the whole time. I think I've heard him talk like twice. So anyway, but everybody's caught up now. It looks like I'm actually going to get my money back finally for the meal, but now my son's going to have to, because he came to watch Justice League on HBO Max because it goes off. It goes off next week for free.
Really?
You got to buy it, right? Next week it's done. So he came up here to watch it for free, and he was going to eat ribeye, and now he's got to leave and go pick up the ribeye and come back.
He's going to miss Justice League now, huh?
Well, no, he can just pause it and come back and watch where he was at.
Man. Yeah,
so, but it just sucks. So I will be quiet, let you all get back to talking, and I will highlight more people's chat.
I want to know what William thinks of the Autel Evo 1 as far as how it flies. Have you flown any DJI stuff to compare it to, or just?
I flew the original DJI Mavic, and I actually flew the Autel, the X-Star, before the Evo series came out.
So how's the Evo compare? Because some people had said that it's not as smooth as like the DJI stuff. BS.
Well, DJI again has definitely the market share and has on the app a lot of the extra features. I love the Autel Evo 1 had the 4K 60 frames a second. So even for kind of the earlier versions compared to DJI, I just love at least adding that additional 60 frames per second to be able to slow down and
for B-roll.
So, but their app again is slowly gaining more features. With the Evo 2, they've been adding a lot of additional features. They just added some of the recording features and also some of the the raw within the waypoints. So I think they're seeing DJI and trying to at least match or go above some of their competitive drones. Because again, they came out with the Evo 2. Was it early last year? So they came out.
They announced it at CES and it shipped about April of last year.
So they had both the 8K version and then the 6K, the 1-inch version. So I know a lot of those using the 6K and 8K quality, they're like, my machine can't even handle it. So
yeah, it's asking for a lot of computational power to deal with that stuff when you're editing.
But the nice thing too is with 6K or 8K, you can still do 4K and then shift around the 4K within that format that you want.
You can punch in more with all that extra.
That's what I was going to say.
And Chuck, I just want to make a point because everybody talks about the hardware. I've got a 5-year-old iMac, and I can Final Cut has no problem handling the 6K video on a 5-year-old iMac.
I had issues. I had to build a new system when I got my Mavic 2 Pro because I couldn't handle the HEVC stuff. You know, the H265.
Right.
H265 took a lot of computational power. So, you know, twist my arm. Okay, I'll build another one. It's only 2 years old. Screw it. So
I have to do the same. Right now, I'm still dealing with more of a storage issue. I already have both my RAID filled up and my extra NAS too. So I definitely. Get more video. I need that extra storage.
I've got 2 6-terabyte spinners outside in a cradle for those moments, William.
Yeah, I have the Evo. I have the Evo, the 2 6K version. Here's a good tip: just don't hit the record button. Record the whole flight. Only record the part of the flight that you think is going to be good. Don't waste all that time just getting taken off and landing and all the stuff you're going to cut out anyways. Only record the good stuff. That'll save you a lot of headache for storage on your hard disk drives and RAIDs and all that.
Not just that, for editing later. If you do a better job of start and stop when you're flying and filming and you just get the clips you want, always get a little extra, but then that makes editing so much easier because you have much less fat to trim off. And
I don't know if this is William, this is the same way on the Evo 1 as the Evo 2, but it auto starts recording as soon as you take off. So it's a little harder to manage than a DJI drone, which doesn't start recording until you initiate it.
The FPV drone does auto record if you enable it. But
I guess under the Evo 1 it didn't have that. So
okay,
within the Hotel Explorer app, you can toggle between Evo 1 and 2 to see the additional features and waypoints. But at least on the 1 under the settings, I only record those sections that I'm explicitly trying to record. Just have the little head and end tail room for that footage.
Well, how do you like the waypoints in the Evo? I've only played with them just a little bit, but I need to do more research. Did you like the way they handle waypoints?
I didn't. Well, at least within the Evo 1, again, it's hard to kind of within the screen create those little waypoints. You can save it and come back to it.
Hang on, I'll go look for it.
But for those who are within the Evo 2, the latest update that came out, they actually have the recording mode where you fly under recording mode, and then it creates the waypoints along that. And if you like that, then you can save and adjust the waypoints after you've actually flown it. So
that's kind of old school waypoints. That's the way waypoints kind of started out back in the day. Yeah. Well, good. I'm looking forward to getting into a little bit more with waypoints with the the Evo 2. I mean, I like the waypoints on the Mavic 2, but of course, none of them are as good as the waypoints. What's the third-party app that does waypoints really well for the DJI drone? Litchi. Yeah, and nothing is.
Pardon you, Bill.
Oh, Adrian.
Marcus. Yes, Adrian has joined us. And speaking of Adrian flew the Evo 2 Pro at the Florida Drone Meetup. Idaho Quadcopter's in here with us. Matt Cundiff's in with us. Lloyd's still hanging in here with us. Thanks, Lloyd, for staying. Geeks Fun is still with us. So we got a good crew in the house here tonight. Welcome back, Chris. Chris, do you have anything new going on your channel or in your life recently?
Just working and working on remodeling my grandparents' old house and Now the grandkids have started t-ball and softball, so we're chasing them and soccer. So nearly every night's busy.
How's the weather in East Texas now?
We had a cold front come through today. It knocked it down from 80 to 75. It's wonderful.
Wow, nice.
No more snow or ice or anything.
No.
Okay. Tomorrow.
No.
Tomorrow.
No. I ain't built for that.
You had a rough winter, that's for sure.
I watched Addy do a snow blowing deal and knock the snow off his house.
Addy doesn't want to hear you complain about snow. Addy's got more snow than probably the rest of us put together.
Yeah, but Chris ain't built for it.
Yeah. So we just lost our last patch of snow, I think maybe a week ago.
I think you guys got more than we did, which Syracuse is the #1 snowfall city in the country on average.
Really? I didn't know that.
Well, we're #1.
So are you getting lake effect snow there in Syracuse? Like in Buffalo?
Yeah, we get it off Ontario.
Ontario, yeah.
So Buffalo gets it off of Erie, so they usually get it earlier in the season than we do. We'll get it. Ontario will stay warmer longer, so it'll beat us up till about February if the lake ever even starts to get cold. And yeah, but this year's been weird. We didn't get the snow we normally get. Pretty
That's
easy.
a good thing, right?
You guys got it all.
We had a pretty good winter, that's for sure.
Yeah, Texas stole your snow this winter.
You can have it back. Trust me.
We can have it back. Well, there is a theory about this that as climate change occurs, the cold weather will drift away from the polar ice caps and come down towards the equator. So basically, it'll be colder further down, which explains why maybe Canada and such are warmer than it is down like maybe Texas.
So we're just saying maybe Chris could build like a little ski lodge or something his way and get rich.
I don't know. Maybe. Sorry, Chris, but maybe we'll
Chris,
be Florida and you'll be.
Is
maybe
hills
not.
In East Texas, or you a flatlander?
Wouldn't that be funny?
No, we got some hills.
Oh, so you could do some skiing in the winter if you had the snow.
Well, Bill, if I'd been home that
great
week,
deal on a plow with a salt shaker on the back.
if I'd have been home that week, we would have had some fun because I got 2 good hills there on my place, and when I was a kid, the few times that it did snow, we could slide down that hill pretty good, Ron.
Okay.
Wow. I'll go get my old sled out and I'll come on down.
Come on.
So if y'all saw that was one of my grandkids that peeked in. He was looking for his Nana, so I had to take off for a minute. And yes, you can share screens. You just like William was saying, you click the little share button down at the bottom, it'll pop up, and then I'll share it. You can explain it, and I probably won't pull my earplugs out too many more times. I hope.
I hope not.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What we were talking about? Let's see. Let me get out of the private chat and get back over here. Have we started talking about what all are we talking about?
I was going to ask William one more question about his Evo. I was curious. It sounds like Autel likes to give all the features in Evo 2. They brought him to the Evo, the older drone. They brought all that stuff. DJI never does that. I was curious if Autel's doing that.
Well, moving from the X-Star to the Autel Evo, they came out the Autel Explorer app. And now within the app, you can toggle between Evo 1 and 2. Some of the features aren't available in Evo 1, but they have added additional features. Now they're like the one nice one that I've used recently, right on the main home interface. They actually have the collision avoidance button basically light up. So you can just hit it quickly to then turn off all the alerts. So you don't have the side sensors. So you can kind of fly through some trees and not worry about the sensors. So they've added some features that now are both available to the Evo 1 and 2.
William, you have a spy over your shoulder. Oh, she's like dropped to the floor. They see you.
I have a cow.
That's funny. She's like, what's Daddy doing?
I see John Cuppi to chat with us tonight.
So what all okay.
John.
Here's the thing.
John.
What did you all have you discussed the Air 2S yet?
We saved it for you.
Well,
Okay.
only the price. We had an inquiry about the price in the chat, and also a while back Eric Rose asked about any information on the Mavic 3 also. So that's another question we have in the chat that we didn't get to.
Well, the thing about I think there's going to be a part shortage that's going to delay the Mavic 3.
I think it's an intentional delay to make sure that DJI has a steady inflow of cash as they suck people in from the Air 2 to the Air 2S, get them to upgrade. And then people are going to buy the Air 2S and be like, oh, crap, this doesn't have an adjustable aperture on it. So now I got to get, then the Mavic 3 is going to come out in 6 months. Like, yes, that's the camera I want. And then they're going to buy that. And then DJI's happy for 2021. And then there's my theory.
DJI's had a lot of stuff on the shelf that was already ready to go last year. That was ready to go last year, dude. They're just chomping at the bit to start selling.
They're just timing it. They're just timing it, you know.
No, I'm going to tell you. I think they're going to delay it. I'm going to say something else. I think the Mavic Air 2S will work with the present smart controller. I think it will have OcuSync 2, not OcuSync 3.
Boy, a lot of people.
What if OcuSync 3 is backward compatible to OcuSync 2? Then that takes
have you seen that? Have you seen that thus far from DJI?
Yes.
What?
Yes. What about the batteries in the Mini too that work in the Mini?
We're talking
evidence that they actually have backward compatibility.
We're talking about cross-platform transmission systems, not batteries.
They can do anything they want to if they want to do it. If they want to be like Apple and force us to buy the new and have us abandon the old, they can do that. But I think they finally realized that they pissed us off long enough and we're not going to take it anymore.
Listen, Chuck's going to talk over me.
Sorry.
But anyway, I'm just saying the reason I think so is because it's still the Air 2, the Air 2S. Mm-hmm. It's just a refresh. It's not a full upgrade. You're going to save OcuSync 3 for your big bird, right?
So what's already in the FPV drone?
That doesn't mean anything. The FPV drone won't even hold in the same league as the Mavic 3.
What if the goggles and the motion controller work with this new Air 2S's in sport?
What do you need the Mavic 3 for?
The adjustable aperture 1-inch sensor and all this
is that going to make you want to spend twice as much as you would for an Air 2S?
It'll have 4K 60 also, if not 8K 60.
Well, that's why I like.
And it'll probably have removable cameras.
They have the removable gimbals and heads, so you can basically.
Yes, William's right on it with me. See, William knows. He's thinking like me. See, DJI knows. DJI knows that what they did was they let us keep the Mavic 2 Pro too long, and now we're comfy with it. And now it's going to take a lot more to get the money out of our pockets for a Mavic 3.
Wait a minute. What's John saying? This isn't fair, Cuppi. You're gonna spit stuff out. Hey, DeMarco, what's up? I'm starting to throw some names out. Wait a minute.
Nemo's William going like this, like me. He's rubbing his hands.
They were saying
Chuck's onto something. William's onto something.
Right. But they're saying that the Air 2S is going to shoot 1080 and 240.
The Air 2S is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread.
It won't be a Hasselblad camera. It's not going to have an adjustable aperture.
10 years old. I'll write Hasselblad on that thing.
He's good. Yeah, I get it. No, you can buy the DJI's going to sell Hasselblad filters.
Yeah, you can put an aperture in that too, adjustable aperture in that thing.
That's what filters are for. Come on, man.
Okay, whatever.
We're gonna lay a little.
You gotta change field of vision with the aperture. You can't do that.
Lay a little heavier paint on them. You know, just make it a little heavier. Let's see. What do you think, Sean? Since you're still awake, Air 2S will get your pizza order correct.
Yeah, he's onto something. See,
Sean said he's waiting for the Phantom 6.
That British humor kills me.
Wait. And then here in a couple of years, the Phantom 5 will be the Lost Phantom.
Yeah.
Only one made and it's behind glass someplace.
It's the one with interchangeable lenses that they said they'd never make.
Right.
So, Bill, it'll be very interesting to see if Air 2S has OcuSync 3, if it is backward compatible with the smart controller, which would be very cool because I know of a lot of people who would buy the Air 2S if they didn't have to throw out their smart controller. They're okay parting with the Air 2, but they don't want to give up their smart controller.
That's because people were saying that they didn't think it was going to be compatible with the goggles, and that's what made me start thinking, okay, well, it is a refresh. It's not truly an upgrade because they're calling it Air 2S. You know, so it's like Apple. It's like
it's just a minor bump. It's a speed bump on the way.
So I don't see why they're gonna start throwing all these heavy duty things at it. And then now here's what's gonna happen. All the stuff that we're talking about, like the goggles and OcuSync 3, and that's all gonna be with the Mavic 3. It will not be with, and the Mavic 3 is going to be able to do more things. Like it may even be able to do something similar to a long range FPV drone. You may be able to do a really fixed wing with it, not like the original Mavic, which was kind of a joke. And yes, I'm going way out on a limb.
You are. It's interesting.
Way out on a limb here, pulling shit from everywhere. So, but I don't like we've all been speculating. You know, this is a refresh, not an upgrade. So they're going to give us the 1-inch sensor to just drag people in, and that 1-inch sensor is going to. You got to admit, it's going to buy. A lot of people are going to buy it. A lot of people are going to buy it.
It'll get you better low light shots. Yeah.
A lot of people are going to bite at that. They're going to chew on it. They're going to chew on it hard. So, but I think that this is DJI. I think 3 months after the Air 2S comes out, maybe 4, the Mavic 3 is going to drop. And if it doesn't, it's going to be because everybody wants those chips. Who's all halting production because they don't have enough chips to do the job.
Now you make a pickup truck for me because of that.
You know that DJI isn't the only people that uses those chips. So there's a lot of people competing for those chips. So I think that's what's going to be the short, because DJI is not going to roll out a product unless they're ready to meet the demand. Okay. And if they've already been in production with the Air 2S, unless they know for sure where the supply of chips and product are going to come for the Mavic 3, and it's guaranteed already, how are they going to go into production and put out the bulk numbers that they need to make their money?
Well, wait, Addy brings up a good point in the chat. Throw it in there.
Oh, Addy, who's sitting right here.
Well, he couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, he couldn't get.
Hey, I gave you all the first 30 minutes of the damn show.
Well, anyway, remote ID is a big player in this puzzle, because what if the Mavic 3 comes out in August? It only has a year of amnesty from remote ID. Who's going to spend the coin on that when, like, say it is close to $3,000 or whatever the hell it's going to be? Are you going to spend that kind of money when you already have a Mavic 2 that's pretty good, and you're not skilled enough to outfly what the Mavic 2 can do, and then have to worry about remote ID a year later? We have a drone that's basically a rock. I don't know.
Addy, what do you guys say?
So I think the DJI FPV drone is a unique drone, just like the Skydio drone is. Okay, and it's not fitting any of the normal GPS camera.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Where you're getting a nice camera, maybe you get a high rate of frames per second, for like a 4K 60, 4K 120 would be really nice. But with those drones and the autonomy that they already have and all the different things all the different options that they have, one drone is just like another. You can create content for YouTube, one drone or another, right? Basically, that's what it is, right? I mean, what do we use these drones for? But if you have something that flies beyond visual line of sight, or you can use it for, for Part 107 missions and really get something different out of it, especially when it's just right around the corner. All these drones that are just filling in, where they're probably proprietary batteries, the specification differences are very, very similar to one another. You're just dishing out a lot of money just to keep up with the Joneses.
Ooh, Geeks Fana he kind of torqued me, but in a way he might be onto something. DJI likes to obsolete their drones, and when they do, parts get really hard to find. What if they obsolete the Mavic 2 not long after the Mavic 3 comes out? You can't get the batteries anymore, which are junk to begin with. Then
that's actually why I like the Phantom 4 Pro, because they have the RTK. They have a lot. That drone with its batteries and everything like that is, it's not as portable as the Mavic series or the Air series, but with its camera and its its shutter and all that stuff, it's a mechanical shutter. It is still a really good camera drone.
Yeah, they invested into it. I know many complain of the Autel X-Star getting batteries for that. That's kind of been obsolete from Autel, but at least right now they're still manufacturing some of the Evo series. But I definitely could see that moving forward. That once this next series comes out, again, I'm still waiting for the Autel Evo 3. Hopefully that will get the confirmation for the remote ID and hopefully mechanical shutter too. I think that would be a great workhorse.
Yeah. Have you heard about? Okay, Ron, did you bring up the Mini to William? About the Autel?
I did not bring up the Feed Me Mini yet today.
No, but the rumors of an Evo Mini.
Oh well, for for almost a year now, we've been hearing rumors that Autel may make a smaller drone. We say Mini. I don't know if Mini means a 250 gram or under drone, or maybe a drone in a Mavic Air 2 type of thing, but a smaller drone, because right now, they only really make one drone, the Evo series, and a lot of the money's at the cheaper price point, like, the under $1,000 and smaller drones. So maybe it would be wise for them to, concentrate on a drone in that category rather than put all the efforts into an Evo 3, because I know you're wanting the remote ID stuff, but remember, they could just come up with better cameras, and as users, we could put them on the Evo 2 ourselves. We don't even have to set them into the factory. We could self-install better cameras on the Evo 2. So if they can figure out a way to put remote ID in the current Evo 2 and just upgrade the cameras, they may have 3 years out of that drone, just like DJI got out of the Mavic 2 Pro.
Well, they do have the Dragonfish.
Right. So, Geeks Vaughn is in here. Maybe he's heard some rumblings about an Evo Mini of some sort. We'll see.
Interesting.
I'm more curious of, what do you all? We know now that there's a 1-inch sensor in the Air 2S. Okay, we know it's around 40, 60. I've heard 1080, 240. So, which would be cool to play with. But really and truthfully, a price. What price tag did y'all throw on it?
Chuck was saying $999 for the base kit and $1299 for the Fly More, and I would concur. That's what I'm thinking.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we're going to get $989.99, so $990, and they're not going to have a Fly More kit. It's just going to be a Fly More pack.
Oh, that's possible.
You're going to get 2 batteries. You're going to get the charger, maybe a bag, and you're going to pay $299.99.
Bill, that's a good call, man. They might do it that way, kind of like we did. With
I don't think they're going to have. I think they're going to separate it, kind of like they did with the FPV drone.
Well, they did that with Mavic too. Also, remember that?
Yes, I think that's going to the way they're going to play it.
That's a good call.
Which is cool, but I'm still thinking, because I don't think they're going to throw a drone at us with the controller. Looks pretty much the same to me. Yes, the internals could be different, and they could have it programmed with OcuSync 3. But again, I still think that it's a refresh, and I think it's going to be OcuSync 2. And that's the reason, because they're gonna have a little bit longer and a little bit more life out of that smart controller, milk a few more sales out of it because they've already got them made, and then they're gonna have the big ass package with the Mavic 3 and the smart controller. It's going to be bundled together. It's going to be the new smart controller with the OcuSync 3. It's going to be compatible. You're going to be able to buy a whole kit. It's going to be a big badass kit. It's going to have the goggles in it, the V2 goggles in it, the new smart controller, and the Mavic 3.
Crap, what bank am I going to rob to get all that stuff?
Well, yeah, and we're figuring $3,000 for all that. $3,000. Yeah, maybe as high as $3,500.
Hey, Bill, real quick, Geeks Vaughn is his latest sources say no Autel Mini.
No Autel Mini. Okay.
And I want to get back to the thing you just brought up, Bill, and Chuck brought up too earlier. We talked about OcuSync 2 or 3 and stuff being compatible.
He's right.
I'll throw it to Chuck. Chuck, what would you rather have? A Air 2S with OcuSync 2, so it's still compatible with the smart controller, or would you rather have a Air 2S with OcuSync 3 so it worked with the goggles and the motion controller thing?
Oh, that's not fair.
You got A or B?
Crap. Well, if it has,
okay,
let me answer a question with a question. If the 1-inch sensor has a little wider field of view, like closer to 150 degrees,
okay,
the goggles and the motion controller might be cool to have with that.
So it kind of almost could do a little like somebody was saying, just put like Addy said with the Fan 4, maybe put it into FPV mode. And you can kind of get an FPV feel with that.
Yeah,
setup.
yeah, and if it well, the other thing is me thinking that way, that if you have the goggles, okay, you need a spot or whatever, but you don't need the smart controller. Now everything's in your goggles. You don't need the smart controller now.
Oh yeah, right. You don't. You
so
don't.
then. So that's why I said your question is not fair, because that's a tough call.
Mike is calling it. Mike is calling it. And just to go back, Sean corrected me. There are leaked pictures of the Fly More combo.
Yes, there are. Leaked pictures, but
okay, I will insert my big slip.
But I don't know who leaked those pictures. Are they C11 leaks or are they other leaks?
Mike is saying that it will have OcuSync 3.
He's calling it.
That's what.
What do you think? What do you think, Sean? All right, Lloyd will be back a few minutes before his nap time. Okay, cool, buddy.
All right, Lloyd, get some sleep.
No, I was saying you said so. I was saying that you said so.
Sean's going to say OcuSync 3 because everybody's talking about OcuSync 3.
All right, I think I got some. Let me get them. Let me see where they're at. I pulled them in earlier today.
I agree with FlyZone. It's going to have OcuSync 3.
Okay, so you're gonna be able to use your goggles and motion controller.
And I'm hoping it's still backward compatible.
Throw your smart controller on eBay though.
What if it is backward compatible? What's so special about OcuSync 3? We don't even know what's unique about it. It's the same frequencies and stuff. What's unique?
You tell us. You got it.
I don't know what's unique about it. I haven't seen anything unique except my goggles work with it on my FPV drone.
That's the only difference.
I don't know.
Hey, Bill, what about the chances of the batteries from the current Air?
They're supposed to be the same.
The Air 3.
Yeah, supposed to be the same.
Those are supposed to be the same. That's right. Bill's right.
They are supposed to be the same, and these are some unwatermarked pictures. Let me see if I can jack them up a little bit here. Let me get over here. Does this work? Oh yeah.
That's nice.
There we go.
I think it's pretty cool that the upward sensors are at the nose, where you're more likely to run into an obstacle.
Well, they're saying that it may have obstacle avoidance in sport mode.
That's a theory, yeah, because it'll point the nose down.
Oh wow.
That was a theory, but
would that be the first drone to have obstacle avoidance in sports mode?
Yeah, I think it would be.
Consumer drone.
I don't even because the FPV drone doesn't even have obstacle avoidance.
Nope, it turns them off. Yep, Mavic 2 turns them off. Spark turned them off. Everything. And Mavic Pro turned them off.
No,
it does. It does. It looks like the hood. It looks like the hood off of a Porsche 928.
It totally does. Because they don't close off and go. Whoop.
I didn't even realize that until just now.
They flip over.
Yeah, it does. It looks exactly like the hood of.
That may drive the price up a little bit then.
Somebody put that on the hood right there. You put it right there in the middle. Put it on.
They'll have a red
logo on the
edition
center
with Porsche label on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Porsche, there is no substitute.
Just don't be the U-boat commander, Ron. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Stop share. Stop.
Since you use the Tom Cruise freaking quote from.
So what do we hear? Are we? I think I heard confirmation today. It's coming on the 15th.
Yes, is what they're saying. But I was talking to someone, and he threw up an Elvis Presley picture. So I don't know what he was meaning about. Who was chuckling? Who did I miss chuckling? Was it Chuck?
It was me. I was laughing. I thought you were going to bring me up. I always said April 15th wasn't tax day this year when you said it was.
No, and what did I said? I said it was the standard tax day.
Yeah,
and you were trying to play semantics and say, "Oh no, I must correct you." And I know like,
somebody.
Jesus.
I know
but
somebody.
If you ask anybody our age, what day is tax day? What are they going to say?
It depends if they're married to an accountant or not. Like some of us.
Jesus.
If you were married to an accountant, you might say something differently.
Okay.
Watch it. Eddie, you having a good time, Eddie?
Yeah. I'm actually
good deal, man.
Oh my God.
Hey, Fly Zone Drones bring up the other date. A lot of people are saying the 27th for the Air 2S. That's the other date.
Now that one I was told was a bit too long. I was told. Wait a minute, Jody. What did Jody say? Wait, Jody. There you go. There you go. Right there. Right there, buddy. That's like I said. People were trying to tell me I didn't know what I was freaking talking about. It's not quite a 1-inch sensor. It's very close. Close enough to where they can advertise it as a 1-inch sensor.
They round it off.
Bill.
But it's not quite.
Gentlemen, it doesn't have an aperture printed on the front of the lens like they normally do. Does it have an adjustable aperture? Am I wrong?
Oh, look at that lens really close. It sure does look something like that, don't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, you want? I might even have something a little closer. Let me see here.
Really now?
That's. You look at that. That looks a little funky.
I don't know.
Right,
I just, but I didn't see an aperture printout. Usually it says like f2.8 or.
Hang on, I got something else we might have here to take a look at now. Just hang on. I gotta size it up for you so you'll be happy.
These guys are messing with my wallet again. I don't like them.
It's their job to mess with your wallet, man.
Gotta keep it hidden.
It's all about the money.
And it's your wife's job to watch your wallet.
She won't stop me. The woman won't stop me.
Leonard just wants to put
No. Wait. My wife ain't like that. I didn't say she'd stop me, but I would rather not hear about it until hell freezes up.
I won't hear about it either. As long as
I would
remodel the living room or something, it'll be okay.
All right, there you go. What do you think? What do you think? That's a lot closer. That's a lot better picture. There, look at that. It does look like something's adjustable in the center of that frame, doesn't it?
I'm not sure, but there's enough room that maybe it will.
It sure looks like there's something foldable in there. It looks like there's an aperture opening and closing.
It just doesn't say, it doesn't have like f2.8 or f1.4 or f.
No, but you see what I'm talking about? It looks like there's an aperture.
I know. I know what you're saying.
I'm going to jack it up even more.
You think you see the little...
I'm going to make it even bigger.
Yep. We're starting to lose the resolution there, but maybe.
Wait. Let's do it. Let's put it all there by itself.
Look at
Do we think it has an adjustable aperture? Wait a minute. Wait. Here, I got to say this at the same time.
Oh, Jesus.
That's so funny. That was so funny, man.
Do we have any women in the chat? Because I don't want to say this if we do. But
not that I saw.
My sister always had a joke. She said, "You want to know why women always have bad depth perception? Because they've been told this is 6 inches their whole life."
Chris brings up a good point too.
That's an oldie.
An oldie.
Or 1-inch sensors even 1 inch. But then again, you always try to convince. What is it? They said that this was 6 inches.
All right. Hey, Metro Joe's just doing his Happy Hump Day, Bill.
Yeah, and Stevie's here. I didn't see Stevie till now.
Yeah, Stevie's
Marco's
here.
been here. Wait a minute.
Hey, Bill, Stevie.
Steve Carpenter joined us.
Brother Steve.
Steve Carpenter. Howdy. What's up? Since we've been going crazy for a little while, did everybody get themselves? Did we ask Addy what got him into drones?
What got me into drones?
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
We talked about the space drone a lot, the Mars drone.
That was pretty awesome.
Actually an interesting question because it was about. Well, it was when I've always done. Let's see if I can show you these things here. I've always done aircraft I started out when I was a little boy with the two-guided wire going around in a circle type thing.
Dizzy stuff. I love those things.
Yep, I had it.
I got into RC, the 72 megahertz analog channel radio ones, and I've done a lot of flying. I don't know if you can see my helicopter back there. I've done the 3D helicopters. I built my very first DJI drone back there. That was a Flame Wheel F550. That was before DJI even was known to be a drone manufacturer. You could buy their flight systems and GPS antennas and all that stuff, and they were kits, and you put them all together. That thing's pretty cool, actually. So I got into drones. I used to mount GoPro cameras on there, and then later on I had a 3-axis gimbal. And then my son said, work with, and he said there's a new drone that came out, was a Phantom 3 standard, Wi-Fi radio based. I thought that thing was really cool, how you could have a 3-axis gimbal stabilized camera on there, 2.7K I think it was. And then when the 4 came out, I just got hooked, so I got Mavics, I got several Phantom 4s, Phantom 3s. I have
a Scadio case.
Scadio.
Yeah.
You know what that is? I actually made that.
Oh, so a landing pad?
Yeah, so I like to do testing.
Yeah.
So that the landing case is black with white.
Right.
So I wanted to know, would it do white and black?
And it did, didn't it?
And it did.
Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah. And this is what it did. I have metal in there. This is one of those corrugated.
Oh, very cool. Did you make videos on that?
I probably have maybe 60, 70 videos that I've never actually uploaded because it's such a pain in the ass for me.
Oh, no.
I think people would want to know about how you did the black on the white and the white on the black. Yep. People would ping the shit out of that, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, that wouldn't even be clickbait either. Call it ebony and ivory.
I'll start.
I wouldn't go there, but I think it would get a lot of
What's wrong with that?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It's just difficult for me to upload them. That movie that I did about the FPV camera, that took over 10 hours for me to upload with my DSL.
We gotta get you faster. We talked about this early, and Bill was busy with his takeout order, but
yeah, we went all through this.
We went through this. The sadness that Addy doesn't have like FiOS or anything, and
so I have a lot of videos because I think when you have a phone, and I have Final Cut Pro, and I have a lot of plugins and stuff like that. I find that the editing,
not Sean,
is just as much fun as the actual flying.
It wasn't Pizzagate, it was Applebee-gate, man.
Pizzagate.
Great.
Pizzagate sounds better though. Pizzagate sounds better.
That'll be a trivia question from now on. What was the company whose Bill's order was delivered to the wrong address? We'll have to make that a trivia question later.
Nice.
Nobody's gonna know.
Oh, I don't think I'll forget it.
Is Sean going to bed?
Yeah, Sean's. Well, it's like what, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning there,
something like that. But he's a night owl. He's like a second or third shifter. That guy. He's
just very nice to hang out and watch our show because he knows how weird we get.
Awesome guy. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, Sean. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks,
man.
Sean.
And it's so much more fun when him and John are both on the panel.
Oh boy, that's trouble. That's trouble.
They're constantly on each other. Wait a minute, 1/3 of the show was DoorDash. No one will forget it. No, it was Applebee's that didn't want to give the money back. Remember, they were blaming DoorDash. So the correct answer will be Applebee's, and then we can make like 3 parts to it, And who was it that delivered it wrong? Was it A, DoorDash? Was it B, Postmates? Was it C?
You see Geek Spana's mic drop deal?
Wait, drops mic. What? Just remember one most important thing. It's John. No, Sean was who told me all that stuff about the Air 2S, man. He's like, don't tell anybody. But I'm supposed to tell everybody I pulled it out of my ass.
Okay, so you did.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Good
Sean
thing it's
will
not
be
a big
yeah.
drone.
Yeah,
I think it's not a bit. Good thing it's not a very big drone, Bill. You have to pull that out of your ass. That might hurt.
Look what Steve's saying. Sean will be back up in 3 hours, and he's not kidding.
All right.
He's not kidding. Wait, somebody need to go. Ron's getting sleepy. He's going to leave in about 5 minutes, and that's just now he's letting us know. And I hope, Ron, that didn't offend anybody because that's.
But you're not supposed to tell anybody else that Ron's getting.
That's okay. Sleepy. I get sleepy all the time. It's nothing new.
I'm not going. Why not? Why not be honest about it? I would rather say that because somebody will be like a minute, be like, hey,
somebody be like this. The show still be going on.
Yeah, somebody be like, is Ron okay?
Yeah.
Is Ron okay?
Weekend at Ron's.
All right, so basically, you kind of went in a roundabout way, and you finally found your way to drones. You got introduced to drones when it was a new product coming out. And you kind of liked them ever since. Do you still continue to fly the planes and stuff?
I do, not as much, because the airplanes are fun to fly, but it's a lot of work. And if you have a camera drone, half of the other part of the fun is actually taking the film, the video, and processing and editing it. I really like that part.
Yeah.
And I learned something at the 2019 spin up that Ron was part of, and I don't know if anybody else was here, was on there. Sean Oz had
Chris Hope was there.
Chris was there, yep. And
with the bridge.
Sean Oz had done a really nice presentation about how you take music and you kind of beat, and you have your scene changes on there.
Exactly. I was doing that. I didn't know you were going to do that, but I was like, "Yep, right with the freaking you mark the video, and then to follow the music, the beats of the music, and then you have nice clean transitions.
Nice clean transitions, and your video should tell a story. And there's that 3 to 7 second rule, unless it's an epic, revealing shot, or if you're giving dialogue or something like that. And so you can kind of pick the kind of music. I actually spend a lot of time picking out music for my videos.
Wait a minute. Wait. There's a 3 to 7 second rule.
Yeah,
yeah, there is.
Oh, what?
You want to have enough. You want to get their attention, but then you want to take it away from them before they really get into. They want more.
If you look at any TV show or movie, okay, you'll see that the B-roll. There's many B-rolls, and there's a lot of different camera angles that are being shown on that 3 to second. They might even only show a drone shot of a guy driving down the street, which is like 3 seconds, and then you're on the scene. And I think our eyes are just trained to see that, and it keeps us entertained, and it keeps us alert of what's going on. People nowadays have a very low tolerance of watching a long scene. That's why these really long Skydio movies that are coming out, where somebody's biking for a half hour, they get pretty boring very, very quickly because they don't tell a story.
I got to tell y'all a story really quick. I'm used to doing this, but I got to tell you the story behind it. I used to do this in my local Walmart back in Marion, Virginia years ago, but I need to do the rest of it so you understand. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! Ho ho ho! Yes, I was the Kmart Santa Claus years ago at my local store. Yeah, exactly.
Marcus is going to bed. Good night, Marcus.
Good night, Marcus.
Yeah, I've been flashing. Everybody is like a water fountain. Everybody was like, oh, everybody's saying good night at the same time. But no, I'm glad everybody was here. Glad everybody met all these people. But before I do that, did everybody get to find out how and why William got into drones?
No, and we were dying for you to ask before everybody goes to bed on us.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I'll make it quick.
Do you need to go
my
too?
early flying days were actually with kites. I love the dual kite and quad kites and flying that. as I mentioned too, I still love doing sports photography. While I was shooting some footage of kiteboarder out at Ocean Shores. And then we also have our local Jetty Island here, which is a popular spot for some kiteboarders. And I saw that they were connecting some of their GoPros up on their lines, shooting back at them as they were flying. So I thought that was kind of a very cool, unique perspective flying, especially with GoPro really kind of being able to attach pretty much to anything.
Ron's going to take off on us. He said good night.
No worries.
Go ahead, keep going.
See you, Ron.
My cousins are definitely coming from the engineer background, so some of them love flying some of the RC helicopters and gliders. And one decided to actually build his own drone and attach kind of an old Sony camera to it. So he actually hooked up a system where he gave me a full control as the video gimbal operator, and he was flying the drone, and just the ability for him to kind of give him direction of what direction I want him to go around a bridge, and then me control that video gimbal separately was just an amazing feeling. And I'll put that link in the chat here.
I just tossed in both Addy and William's channel. I know they're already in the description too. I just popped them in the chat.
So I just sent a link to a Vimeo, which was my first opportunity to kind of work with a drone operator. And I was the video gimbal operator at the time, to be able to create those shots just flying around a local bridge. It was just amazing opportunity to kind of get above traffic and be around. I think, and adding like what Addy was saying is that ability to add music and that dramatic feel. I almost thought after we added the video, it was almost like an intro to like a Return to Batman movie. It was pretty cool, just to kind of that revealing shot around the bridge. So I think since then I bit the bug. My work is wanting me to take footage, and I go, well, I can't give you the footage yet until I get my 107. But also with some of the sports photography locally, being able to create some of that extra added footage around stadiums and events, I think is just an awesome opportunity to kind of package the deal. It's just like you were saying, Chuck, about what kind of commercial work, or maybe Ron was asking what kind of commercial work I was interested in. Real estate, the same thing. It's hard to get a drone operator just for some drone shots if you're not going to do some of the interior as a full package. So maybe with the sports photography, I can add that in addition to the package. So I debug and being able to kind of play around with the editing, especially with the 4K 60 frames a second to kind of slow down. Definitely opportunities to have fun with that more cinematic feel.
I didn't realize.
What is your day job? What is your day job?
I'm an IT associate director. I used to do a lot of web development and system administration. So that's the kind of the technical side, but I love my creative side.
I had told them that I thought that you were actually a professor there, but instead he kind of takes care of all their computers. So there we go, we're squared away there. But
he's now they're already MO.
They found out that he was a drone operator and they want his drone video. That's cool though.
No, William's a typical cool. MO. He's a typical MO, Bill. Like Keith and Ash are both IT guys that are drone enthusiasts.
Well, that's cool. That's all well and good.
There's more than just these three guys. You know,
a
lot of IT dudes that are into drones.
So, well, the thing about we covered, was there anything new? We covered the dates. We covered the prices. We covered if we think this or that or the other. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What else? Is there anything? Does anybody have any new and riveting information that we might not? Oh, John just now subbed to Addy and William. Very good.
Oh, thank you.
And he wants to see how he said he is demanding to see more content from both of you in the future, or he will come on the show and defy Geeksvana and bitch you both out.
Well, I'm already subscribed to both of these dudes, so
I definitly plan to add some more content as I continue playing with some of the video editor. As Bill has seen some of my snow footage from this last snow season up here.
I forgot to show it. I was going to show it, but I don't know where it is. I got all thrown off by the Applebee's incident.
Well, I have a challenge for
William. I got to make a T-shirt now. The Applebee's incident. There it is.
Challenge.
Here, hang on.
I have a challenge for William.
All right, here we go.
After the snowy
Sunday.
Sunday.
Can you hear the sound
You need to, when you share it, there's a little button down at the bottom. So unshare, and then go down there at the bottom. You'll see a little thing that says
box.
Share audio. So unshare this to stop sharing. Okay. Okay.
All right,
and then reload it.
I guess I was doing it through OBS.
Yeah.
As another scene.
So, oh, you got OBS working. Cool.
Yeah. So we can definitely try it out later. I don't know if.
No, you can just open it on your player and then go down at the bottom and click the share. There'll be an application
see the little
up at the
screen
top.
with the plus in it.
And then when you
but then let me. I think I have to get it off of the OBS, or instead of sharing it through OBS, I'll share it with the actual screen. So one second.
Just share a tab. You can share like in a Google or whatever, like a tab.
You can share a tab or an app or any of that.
So you should set it up. You should set up the video before you share it, William. You can set it up. And by the way, I have a challenge for you that I was given this challenge back in the fall, was to, before, when I have a video, to do an opening with me on camera, do the opening and explain like an
well, I tell you what I'm going to do. While William's getting this set up, why don't you post a link to a certain video that you were invited to be involved in, and set it up and tell everybody what's going on.
Well, that's a really good idea, Bill.
All right. He's already ready. So we'll do that after we share his video.
This is fine. Ooh, 808 State Road to me. Nice.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. We got audio.
Yeah, so it's like Addy's saying, playing around with just little added effects and audio to kind of play around with matching the scene.
This was, the snowstorm we got. What was it, like 3-4? Yeah. Or how long was it? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, was it early February that we had the snow?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's beautiful.
4.5, yeah.
I love flying in the wintertime. It's so cool looking. Very nice.
See, we all fly in our backyard.
Yeah, right? Pretty much. The hell of a backyard, though.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So, not too long, but definitely playing around with the transitions and all.
I asked him why he didn't go ahead and share this already. I think you can get a lot of views on it.
Oh yeah.
People love
really
snow
cool.
footage, man.
Yeah, I did a video at a VRBO. My wife and I were renting in October up in the Catskills, New York, and it snowed our last night. That morning I got up and our landlord told us we didn't have to check out until like noon. So I told my wife, said, I'm flying this shit. This is cool. I went out and I flew for like 3 batteries on the Mavic 2.
Just 1 second. Chris, did you rebuild that while we were sitting here on? Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, you did. Look at that.
Hell yeah, man! I heard it fire up, and I was like, "Wait a minute!"
Nice.
Yeah, it's got to put a few wire ties on the stuff. I'm done.
Remember, he showed it to us, and it was the old frame was broke. The old frame was broke, and he did that while we were on. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, Chris Waters was there when I T-boned the 2-inch piece of pipe.
Pipe.
Okay.
Pipe 1, drone 0.
Exactly.
Now the odds are even again.
But Chris has a really nice drone, thanks to Kelly Shores. Nice. That's what I asked him. I was like, "Wait, where did the drone go?" I think Kelly should just give it to him, don't you?
Yeah, the one that we flew down there.
Yeah, I think he should just give it to him anyway.
Woo, nice
I'll beat him into it.
I think you should just give it to him. Well, it's like Kelly gets shitloads of drones anyway. He could give him one.
We all took turns, man. I even did a roll. It was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, my winter scene stuff, I edited it all up and I showed it to the landlord, and she's like, "This is awesome. Can I use it for my VRBO?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, "I'll give you a couple of free nights when you come back." And I was like, "Okay." And I had my 107. I still have my 107. So
yeah, that's fair enough. But do you have to make a receipt for that now?
I don't know what you're talking about. Did I just say I did that? It was a barter.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Who is going to buy the Air 2S and who isn't? Addy, are you going to buy it?
Absolutely not.
Chuck, are you going to buy it?
No.
Yes. Is my wife watching? Yeah.
I'm trying to resist on this one because I have the FPV and I have the Mavic 2. I think I'm good for a little while, but if they have the adjustable aperture and stuff, that could change my viewpoint.
And price is going to have a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, it's a really good travel drone because the 2s are a little bulky. I have 3 of those, and packing 2 of them is a bit of a challenge.
You have 3 Mavic 2s.
Yeah, a Zoom and 2 Pros.
A Zoom and 2 Pros. Wow. I guess
redundancy. It's redundancy. William understands. So you just don't
exactly.
Get
it. Wait a minute. Wait. How many extra drones do you have, William?
Well, just the Evo, I've got 2 with 5 batteries. So if I would crash one on a site,
well, yeah,
exactly.
I've got the Air 2 and 4 batteries. So yeah.
Well, I did the same thing, same mindset as William, because I was supposed to have gone to Scotland a year ago, September.
Yeah, that's sometime.
And that didn't happen. But I bought the second Mavic 2 Pro, and I'd be less afraid to take those risks and get the good shots because I had a fallback.
Stevie's buying the Air 2S. Okay,
nice.
What made you? Okay, we'll have to get you on sometime here, Steve, and so you can talk to us about why you because it's coming out next week. I guess you won't really want to tell us before then, but what makes you want to buy it that you know about it right now? Because like I said, for $1,000 just for that 1-inch sensor, do you think that's enough?
Maybe he doesn't have an Air 2. Maybe he doesn't have a Mavic 2
Pro. Right here. Wait. Yeah. I really enjoy my Air 2. So having it around the same size with better tech, why not? See? Yeah, there you go. Cool. There's size right there. So, but the whole point is, are you going to sell the Air 2?
That's the redundant one. In case you crash the Air 2S, you have the Air 2 as your backup.
He might have
use the same batteries and stuff.
What if he's got a Mavic?
This meets the requirement of redundancy.
What if he's got a Mavic 2 Pro already?
Well, then he shouldn't be buying the Air 2S.
Why not?
Yeah, why not, Chuck?
Because he already has a 2-inch sensor.
You're going to have updated processor, updated gear, updated tech, better light time photography. Why not upgrade? Granted, I understand you're getting the Hasselblad color profile, which is people don't understand the Hasselblad color profile.
You know what? That matters most for photography, though. In all honesty, if you're doing video, that's not as big of a game changer, and I could see where the Air 2S the size matters. Grumpy vloggers right out.
Okay, so he's thinking it's going to have OcuSync 3.
That's what everybody's saying, Bill.
But the thing about it, okay, why come out with OcuSync 3 and not a new smart controller to package it with?
Maybe the smart controller comes out later with the Mavic 3 and then they let it work with the Air 2S.
That's not how it worked the last time, though, was it? It came with you. It worked with the Mavic 2 Pro, and then later we got the Air 2, and it worked with it.
My smart controller was $650. Now it's $750. Riddle me that one.
Wow.
I got it when it first came out.
What?
And they raised it $100. They blamed it on the tariff thing. Let's not get into the politics of it, but sorry, Bill.
No, I'm sorry. Guess who just messaged me?
Keith?
No. Billy just sends me this. We've been going back and forth all day.
BK?
Yeah.
He knows all about this thing, probably.
Wait a minute, no, that's so funny because he started off, and I was telling, you're gonna laugh your ass off because I said $9.89 for the drone, $12.99 for the fly mode, like we talked about. I said, oh my God, OA in sports mode, and I swear to you, he sent me back a GIF of Elvis Presley doing this. All right. And so I sent back to him. I said, holy shit, bro. Do you actually know who that is? And to which I said, I sent him back a GIF of this guy, and he's like he's got this, the poofy hair, kind of the younger kind of style kind of thing. And he's like, they ain't even denying it, bro.
Speaking of Billy Kyle.
Oh God.
Speaking of Billy Kyle, I showed up after him on this video that you asked me to share that I got to be a part of.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now you need to set that up before you share it.
All right.
Now,
so
Chuck got to be part of a very unique video by
cool.
a well-known YouTuber that we all watch, and he's a super cool guy, super nice guy. And to Chuck.
Yeah, I was asked by Aldrin of Flight Path if I would contribute a bit on a tip on the a new pilot flying the FPV drone by DJI, and I was like, well, yeah, duh. And so I sent it in, and he put the video together, and I'm like the smallest channel on there, but my video, my little clip follows Billy Kyle's, which is pretty cool because Billy Kyle was on our live stream a couple weeks ago, 2K drones. So it's super cool. It was just a really fun thing to do, and there's a lot of really good tips for people that are interested in the FPV drone. And just every stuff I never thought of.
Yeah, I like Aldrin. He's
have a
really
look.
Good.
He's really good. He takes things like they're down to earth and really simple and straightforward. I mean, like he did turtle mode. He just took the drone out in a park and just put it on its back and tested out turtle mode. Right there. Like, okay, let's see what it does. And he's like going through it, and he's just as surprised as everybody else when it did what it did. It was really cool.
I think Sean Oz did that also, where it just flips itself.
Yeah. It actually, I'm pretty sure it uses the IMU because it seemed to know, depending on the position of the drone, it could tell which prop it needed to light up to basically power flip it over. And the propellers, that thing has power. Because I think I told you guys before, I was holding it, I was using the motion controller, and I couldn't get it to land. So I just grabbed the thing in the sky, like down close to me. It's like, and it was fighting me. It's like, and I'm like trying to turn it 90 degrees like a regular DJI drone to turn it off, and it just fought the hell out of me. I'd like use both hands to like try to turn it 90 degrees. It's so strong, and I'm weak.
I was trying to because I was looking at William, and I was like, did he just freeze his camera and take off for a minute? And then because I was looking, and then I realized he was muted, and I was just gonna go over there and unmute his camera and see if we could hear what was going on. Because I was like, wait a minute, wait.
I can share the linky, but here's the linky anyway to the.
I put the link in for your 2K Drones channel.
Oh well, thank you very much. That'll be this Saturday, and I think a guy in the panel tonight might.
Yeah, Addy's
joining us.
Jesus. He'd already said he would be there. But if you keep
Lord willing, he'll be there.
If you keep pussyfooting around like this, he's gonna say, "Hell no, man! Just go ahead and step up to the plate, man." I said I'd be there.
I want him, but I don't want to make excuses on Saturdays. It's all good.
All right,
I'm excited. Keith, my friend Keith is dying to talk to you, Addy, about space travel and stuff. This guy he's got a Saturn V model behind him in his studio on his desk that he built out of Legos.
They'll probably ask questions about spacesuits and all kinds of stuff like that. And that was why this is exactly why I do this kind of stuff. Because my job is to introduce people to the drone community with smaller channels so that people get to know them and find out, hey, there's other people out here that make good quality content. They're good people. They're part of this great community that we're all part of. And they also have a lot of neat other hobbies and activities that other parts of the community have interest in. And so when Addy goes on your show, there's going to be a completely different gel and a completely different aspect because you're going to be asking him more about like space and spacesuits, and you and Chuck you and Keith are going to get into that part of it. Whereas he got to share the drone part and the total, just BS of how we do things here.
I have a feeling the drone stuff's going to come up again.
I spent, everybody wants to talk to me about my career. I worked 40 years in the industry. 32 was on the space shuttle program, where I serviced ECLSS, the environmental control systems for the space shuttle, and also for the space suits. And I also did active thermal control systems for the shuttle. And then I was also involved with the Department of Defense with the Navy program. I was signed on for 8 years. So I would do spacesuits, submarines, and space shuttles. I would be going to all these
different cool.
See, Chuck just lit up like it was Christmas morning. Did you see that? It was just like, and his face just started glowing.
Well, there was
smiling more.
In a former life, I was down. My grandfather used to live on the space coast, like down towards Melbourne, and a couple of times we were supposed to see the shuttle launch. This was back in the 80s, by the way, late 80s. And we went to see the space shuttle launch, and I can't remember the kid's name, but he was actually, you might even, if I could remember his name, you would probably know him because he was a young guy working for one of the other contractors for NASA at the time. It wasn't Hamilton Standard. I can't think who the hell it was, but anyway, we went to see the shuttle launch. It was gonna be a night launch. It was gonna be epic. It was like in February, and they scrubbed it the last minute.
I've been to a lot of launches that got scrubbed.
It was pretty common. I did see a Titan go up though, and that was badass because we saw that from a bridge.
Something makes me think Addy's had a viewpoint though that a lot of us would have paid mega bucks to see from.
Yeah, he's had the front row seat.
I was gonna say, somebody tells out like, oh hell yes, man. Because I can imagine the adrenaline and the chill bumps that you could just, I mean, that would, I'd go crazy.
Yeah, it's badass. The whole thing. I wanted to work for NASA, but I told Addy already. I said I wanted to work for NASA, but my mind wasn't into it. I didn't have the focus, and I didn't study hard enough in engineering school to ever be worthy of being a NASA.
I think some of it's being in the right place at the right time too.
Yeah, but my grades wouldn't have cut the mustard for that. I was too busy. I was a rock and roll and a music guy, and that's why I'm so into the music and the creativity now.
Did you see what Hot Rod posted?
No.
The Evolve 2 manual is going to be up on their support site. He said within the week, I guess. So that's going to you'll have full specs. We'll know exactly what all that. But I mean, I thought it was shipping already, isn't it? Isn't it already shipping? I don't know the full specs of that bird. I know it's a monster bird, and I know their controller is like awesome, but I do know that the original model had, a lot of issues with it. I never heard that they had worked anything out with it, so I'm kind of surprised. I have to see what this bird does, but I know this bird is like really expensive, like $2,500, $3,000.
Sounds like a Mavic 3.
Well, every
saying that's a pretty good price point.
He's still messing with me.
No, I'm not messing. I think you're right. I just hate to hear it.
Billy just sent me the Adam Sandler gift that went for free. Yes, okay, yes, it's already out to YouTubers. That's what I said. He's okay. Posted it. Oh, the one before that one. Okay, wait. Yes, okay. So he's saying that firsthand that they got it. I wonder if Kyle's got it. Watch this. Y'all keep talking. Let me listen. You got the Evo.
He's not gonna tell you.
You got the Evo. You'd be surprised what he tells me.
Classified.
Now, if he don't, the thing about it is if he does tell me, you really think I'm going to tell you?
Negative.
I don't know. Didn't he say he can get a really good deal on car insurance for you, though?
What? Billy's going to give me a deal on car insurance? From Geico? What a minute.
Wasn't that the joke down in Florida? What the hell was it?
I missed the joke in Florida. What was the joke in Florida?
Oh, it was the extended warranty. The extended warranty on your car.
Oh, the Tesla? His car, I'd hate to think what he's paying for that. What is it? So it's, wow. Well, yeah, I would hope it would be better than the new Mavic 3 for that price.
It better be at that price. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's smaller than an Inspire. Oh, okay, so you can change it? Wait a minute. You can put center camera lenses. So it's
that's a big drone. If you can put regular lenses on it.
Is it micro?
You mean like
4 3/4?
You mean like A6600 lenses? Like these can go on that thing?
No, I think it's not full frame. They're talking micro.
This isn't full frame. This is.
What is it? Is that micro?
Is that mirrorless?
Yeah, it's an A6600.
Oh, would that be kind of similar to what Sony's doing with their AirPeak?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. The AirPeak that we still have yet to see much more than a few teaser videos.
Wait a minute. I can always bring it up. It's not that big. Is anybody going to take off? Just let me know. Chris is still building stuff.
Okay. William, have you been following the Sony program? Because it looks pretty cool. But my wife,
I just saw the initial videos again, and just bringing that into maybe the more prosumer hands of having kind of that mirrorless attachments.
I asked my wife if we got one of those, if I could put her camera up in there. She's like, hell no. That's hell no. Pretty much her exact words.
There we go. Oh, wow. That's trippy. They're bitching about the actual X. They don't like the X Dynamics website. Oh, well, fine. I guess he'll just give me a bug then if you're going to say that. I'm still going to look. I don't think it's going to give me a bug.
Yeah, they originally said
Holy
spring
cow.
2021 for the air peak, but I'm sure that'll be pushed back some.
So who in this live stream said they had the
It's a big drone. That's a really big drone. Yeah, that's Evolve 2. That looks pretty big too.
Look at that lens, though, man. Now, what were you saying, Addy? What were you saying, Addy?
So who has that drone?
X Dynamics.
The Evolve. The Evolve 2.
Has anybody purchased that yet, or is it?
Oh, no, he was saying it was just sent to YouTubers. As you can see, it's pre-order.
Yeah.
Let me throw up
I think that was in CES 2019 already.
The original Evolve. This is the second model. Because Ken Herron had one. I think Ken Dono got to play with one. The controller is phenomenal. I mean, it's unreal. But there was some issues with the drone itself. I never did hear that they had worked them out. So we'll just have to see on this one. Wait a minute.
Yeah, and this Evolve 2, I was actually considering this, but it was.
Oh, wow. You can trade in a 1 for the 2.
Cool.
They give full price on the trade-in. That's awesome.
Wow. They must have really marked the hell up. They must have marked that thing up crazy when they sold them the first go around.
Or they're just saying that they're grateful to people that were dedicated in the first place to buy.
Or that. Or they made a shit ton of money on the first one.
Or there's a lot of parts in it they can reuse.
Repurpose. They want the chips.
They
need the chips.
Bring me the chips.
Bring me the chips. The precious chips.
Yes. Bring me
that micro.
Give me my precious.
Yeah, it does look like micro 4 3/3. So
well, that's what the spec says on it.
Okay, cool. Somebody could read, and I didn't. Hit the overview link.
Well, that's a game changer as far as cameras go. Having a micro 4/3.
But it depends on. But for people like us, it won't be.
No,
we really you need to do professional kind of work, serious professional kind of work to really back up having that kind of a deck. I would think.
Yeah, well, $3,600. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of bank.
I mean, think about it. We talk, or at least I do. I talk my wife into letting me spend $1,200 on a drone. I'm gonna fly my backyard.
You know, gotta travel. You gotta take it on trips with you and get stuff.
Yeah, but the thing about it is we're slowly losing places that we can. That's why I'm so like I live in Everett, and basically, if you sneeze in Everett, it's against the law. See, I could go to where William lives at in Marysville. It's okay to fly up there. They're not like that. But pretty mumuch every Snohomish Park, no. Pretty much everywhere in the city of Everett, no.
Drive.
Well, I would say I actually emailed the Parks and Rec of Everett, and they actually came back and said that there are no restrictions in the parks.
Get on that.
I think they're using like what many cities do, using the old RC airplane type of code and just assuming. But I emailed and said, at first they said, as long as you can't fly here because the FAA says you can't fly. I'm like, well, no, it's open airspace as long as we're not next to the controlled airspace of Payne Field. So I said, if we're following FAA regulations and flight in the airspace, especially in the uncontrolled, is there any restrictions operating from a city park? And they actually said no.
Nice.
So get on that.
I can send you a copy of that email too, Bill.
Well, no, that's all. We will have to. We need to do that for like another episode. But
that is a good point because I mean I've done something similar, William. When I just visit places, I ask those questions too and cite that I'm 107 and so on, and they're usually like, okay.
Well, see, the thing about it is if you look at the Snohomish County Parks website and you're looking for drones. It doesn't say where, but it leads you to believe that there's this elusive area where you can fly a drone at a Snohomish County park. But when you call, they're like,
no.
So I talked to the main Snohomish County Park drone operator himself, and they said I had them actually change it on the website saying there are currently no locations. However, last month I talked to one of our local city council, or actually county council, and they're actually working with the county to come up with some type of application process for drone operators to fly in county parks.
Yeah, it's actually
that would be super cool, but
that's a good idea.
I don't know.
How
are we going to pull that off when remote ID comes out?
I don't know. That's a good question. But right now, like in the state of New York, if you reach out to the ranger station, you have $3 million of liability insurance, $2 million of liability insurance.
Well, you can fly in our state parks. You just got to fill out an application and have a ranger in tow.
Yeah, well, in New York,
and they don't really care. They don't. That's just something for them to get away from sitting in the damn shack all day.
Yeah, New York,
I've done it twice. And I was like, dude, you really mind? He's like, no, man, I don't have to drive a truck. I don't have to sit in the office. I'm sitting out here. It's outside. Yeah, cool. Go, man. He didn't even look at me.
Do you guys need insurance though? Because like in New York, you need $2 million of liability. If you have that, and then they want you to fly before
the insurance.
Yeah, and you have to fly before 10 a.m. because the park starts to get more populated after 10 a.m. So they ask that you complete your flight or your mission before 10 a.m. in New York. But it's possible.
Yeah, so Bill, when you say that you can't fly in all these different areas around where you live, before you fly, Kitty Hawk?
I missed part of that where Chris is scrubbing around. I can't tell what you said. Now, part of it, if you notice what William was saying, he was talking about unless you're flying in restricted airspace next to Payne Field. I live next to Payne Field. So my top flight zone is 200 feet. But I can get it all day long. All I gotta do is lance, bang, 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 I'm done. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to find out. I asked a lot of people this right here. So when you look at before you fly or Kitty Hawk, are they accurately showing the restricted airspaces, or if you're in a
yeah. I don't use AirMap because of their tweet. But Kitty Hawk, yes, they will. It shows me where I'm at. It even shows the grid I'm in. It shows me my air height limit, which is 200 feet. Yeah. You know, I can at times I can go up to 400 feet, but I've never applied for it because I'm kind of in line with the airport and the hospital. And the helicopters, even though I thought technically they're supposed to fly at 500 feet, they don't seem to want to. So I don't ever go up above 200 feet.
So the only thing you can do for them is you just have to give them right away, right? So.
Well, technically, they're not supposed to fly at 200 feet.
But they do.
Yeah, they do. They don't care.
Yeah. Helicopters and crop dusters are kind of excluded from that rule. That's why you have to give them right away.
Yeah, I've run into that. Well, I shouldn't say that was a bad phrasing of the.
I didn't think they were really
had helicopter traffic scare the shit out of me. Sorry, Bill. I talked.
Well, no. I was just saying I didn't think they were really excluded. I just thought they were given leeway, but I didn't know that there was actually a written rule that excluded helicopters and crop dusters specifically written out that way.
Well, it must be because these dudes on like Hawaii when I was
we had what were those remember William when they were spraying for the moths last year? What were the moths? Anyway, they were really buzzing the trees. And I don't remember. Did you see it, Chris? When I showed that one, and you could see the call letters on the plane. It was so low.
So they were like under 200 feet. They
were under 15 feet, man.
Wow.
They were skimming the trees, spraying to get. They were some kind of like gypsy moth or something, and they weren't going to let them get started. So they just threw the insecticide on them right off the bat, so they didn't get started. And they did it for like 2
they have to be only feet off the top of the vegetation, otherwise they get drift.
Yeah, but it was awesome. I knew what they were doing.
Yeah, you have these organic farms, and they're not supposed to have any pesticides and all that other stuff. And they're adjacent to fields that are being sprayed, and then they get air drift over from those pesticides. So they're being really regulated to stay down very, very close and not allow that drift to happen.
Yeah. My understanding of that, Mike, was that Kitty Hawk pays to use their map server. They're not actually partners, but Kitty Hawk pays AirMap to use access to their map servers and goes through their portal in order to get all that. They're not actually partners though. I mean, that's so I understand.
What's your problem with AirMap? Because I use AirMap. I know there was some kind of political thing going on with them. But
it wasn't necessarily a political thing. They said it was okay to share your information, like remote ID's talking about. They're like, yeah, we need to do all that stuff, and I'm
like we're not sharing it already involuntarily. Google knows every step I take, every move I make. They're watching me. I know it's a police play, by the way.
I tell you what, you go out there with your, you got to tell you what, Chuck, you come to visit me, and I'm going to send you to a special part of the city, and I want you to fly your drone. And if you can come back and tell me, hey, buddy, I made it in an hour, then I'll shake your hand. Otherwise, let me know where I can notify your next of kin, because I don't see you flying a drone and coming home.
I'm serious, man. Is saying that the Evil 2 is everything that the Inspire 2 is for 2K less.
Yes, that's what he's. That Evolve is that bulkier Stalker 10. Yes, so it's an updated Inspire. But if you go back and look at the original Evolve and the issues they had for it, maybe I don't know for sure if they did or if they didn't correct the issues. So you would really want to look into that. But yes, it is.
The first
because I know didn't Ken Heron? I think Ken Heron had one. I think Billy played with one, and I think Billy let Ken Heron play with, or Ken Dono play with it too. So and they all had issues with it. I think maybe even Kelly Shores had it. I don't know for a fact.
And there must be some YouTube reviews on it, right, where they express the concerns.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I can pull up something. I'm sure I can. But the new drone, it looks phenomenal. But I kind of thought that a particular company was going to make a decent drone, and they surprised me and know they didn't make a drone worth a hoot. So anyway, Evolve. Let's see, X Dynamics.
Meanwhile, Hot Rod Daytona says they have a video online that shows the drone at 18,000 feet out.
Evolve
510. That's what, 3.5 miles.
Here you go, Ken Heron, right here. Let me give you. I'll throw up a link for it. I'm not going to show it because, I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
But this is Ken Heron's look at it. So y'all can go check that one out. Well, okay, we've been on for a long time, 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, and I'm sure people have families to tend to and things to do. And I've come in. Well, you only had one glass.
Yeah, but it was a 10%er, so it's actually like 2 in 1. It's a twofer.
That's a two. Okay, here we go. We're going.
The whole time that we were doing this, probably get it all tested too, right?
No, I didn't get all of that. What did you say again?
Talking to Chris.
I said in the time that we've been talking, Chris was able to rebuild his whole FPV drone and test it.
Yeah, exactly. And still comment occasionally too on the chat that was going on.
I just test flew it here in the shop.
Try that with an FPV drone by DJI. Try doing that.
You'll be on the phone that long with damn DJI support.
Oh, they would have told you no a long time ago. It was no.
I think I found your part, man. I think I found your part. Hold on. Oh, no,
was that Chris?
No, it just
sorry for your luck, Chuck.
Yeah, sorry for your luck, Chuck.
Exactly. Yeah,
Chuck,
go pound salt, Chuck.
Chuck, all done, go boom. Oh, Hot Rod Daytona also posted the X Dynamics global link, and you can go check out their new videos and stuff for the new drone. Yeah, we've been on for 2 hours. I want to say I am very grateful for having our guests on tonight. I'm sorry about the earlier Applebee's fiasco, and because of that reason, I would love to invite you gentlemen to come back at some future date so that we could discuss it again. And I'm glad that I have such an energetic panel that they were able to take up the slack while I was gone and dealing with my financial woes.
It's fixed now, Bill. It's all good, man.
So and with that being said, I'm going to go around the room and allow each of our fine people to say good evening to our panel and to our fine people in the chat. And I will start with our guest this evening. First will be Mr. Addy Overbeeke.
Yeah, hey, this is a pleasure. Like I said, this is the second time I've ever been on one of these live streams. But the droning community is very dear to me. I really like it very much. And I thank you very much for this opportunity. I hope you get to see some more of my videos. I'm going to be checking out a lot of your guys' videos. And thanks for hanging in there with us.
And we're over to William.
Yeah, again, thanks again for inviting me, Bill. Joining being part of this, and just seeing all the aspects of drone usage and being part of the community. So I do definitely hope to have more footage out this summer on my YouTube channel. But again, I just thank you. And I'm always here to kind of look at local city ordinances and some of the rules, especially now in Washington. It's now in the Senate to start passing a rule and fee on drone operators, to start charging us to kind of make more bank. And it's sometimes discouraging, some of the rules and regulations that they put around for us drone operators, especially the non-big Walmart and Amazon companies. But I appreciate your support and look forward to seeing more footage and more episodes.
Chris.
Well, thanks again, Bill, for having me. And it's good to see Addy again. And William, it's nice to meet you too, buddy. Appreciate you. And everybody in chat, y'all have a good night and have a good week. And go fly and have some fun. And watch these guys' videos and come back next week for another good show.
Over to Chuck.
Hey, Addy and William, it was great meeting you guys tonight. And Phil, always a pleasure to be on here with you. And it was nice to see Ron again too. I hadn't seen him in a while. And thanks for everybody for watching.
It was super cool to have Ron back. Ron, if you didn't know, Ron went on vacation. He went down to Florida for the big Florida meetup. Do believe you need to go over and check out Johnny Drone Flyer's channel, check out Ray Kelly's channel, Matt Cundiff, Sean Oz,
Night Train made one.
Brad
Austin.
Let's see. But anyway, just Google 2021 Florida drone meetup, and I bet you find a boatload of videos. Billy Kyle was down there. Ken Dono was down there. Drone Worship, Dan Sampson was down there. So tons and tons. Dennis Lovelady was down there. I can't even remember. There was just so many. Mike Wright was down there. Mike Wright, guy in the chat right there. Yep. Texas Art Drone Guy was down there. Night Train. Night Train's in the chat. Mike drove all the way. Mike drove all the way down there from the Great Lakes. Mike went from the Great Lakes to Florida. Huh? You went down there, Addy?
No, Art was.
Oh, Art went from Colorado to Florida.
Oh, yep.
Didn't Sean drive? Did Sean? No, Billy drove down. Billy drove Jarvis down. And the reason Billy Kyle bought a brand new Tesla, William, and he loves to drive. He named his new Tesla Jarvis. That's cool.
So Jarvis. Oh no, it was super. I told him the minute he told me the name, I was like, oh, that's awesome. And because I never would have took him for that kind of a Marvel fan.
Well, I wasn't even thinking Marvel. I was thinking NASA, like Greg Jarvis.
No.
Which, by the way, Greg Jarvis.
He means
I've got a story.
He means Iron Man's Jarvis.
I know, but I have a story about Greg Jarvis.
Okay.
He is a snot-nosed kid that used to go to the pharmacy when my dad used to be a soda jerk in Herkimer, New York.
20+ hours each way.
Yeah, it's a long drive.
Wow. Yes,
Anyway.
Mike. Like I said, Mike was there. Oh, okay. And another thing about X Dynamics, they're in Hong Kong, not mainland China, but isn't technically now that part of mainland China? Kind of. I mean, technically, didn't the well? Anyway, I don't know how that works.
Their answer is yes, but
okay, but yeah. So cool. I'm glad we got everybody on tonight. Yes, we're going to do our 107 show next week, right? In that next week, aren't they? What we're on tune for? I think that's because it'll be second week of the month, so we'll be on 107, and it's going to be the day before we anticipate the release, and we should know this weekend for sure because they'll drop something. People will get emails that will say, it's either going to be next week or because it's coming. It was so funny because I sent Billy and I were talking back and forth. I sent him a message. I said, this was Monday morning. I said, I'm really surprised that there was no, I think it was Sunday evening. I said, I'm really surprised no video or no images leaked this weekend. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, I really thought the Air 2S would leak an image. The first thing I wake up and get out of bed and it's all over the place. So it's everywhere. But thank you very much for having everyone here. Next week will be our 107 week. Hopefully I will look over it, but Chuck is going to help us he's going to be here next week and he's going to help us with it. What did I say it was? Heavy carrying or something, Chuck? What was it?
It was payloads, wasn't it?
Yes, payloads and stuff will be next week. Ron will be with us again. I do believe Mike, are you still here? Mike Wright, are you going to be with? I think Mike will be joining us also, another 107 pilot, to help us get through this and help everyone learn our 107 next week. So please join us. Please come in and have it. And I want to tell both you gentlemen, I'm very grateful for having you here. And I want to let you know that I would love to have you both back on at some future date, maybe as an independent show for each one of you, or maybe as a panelist just to bullshit with us about drones. So with that being said, let me get over here and find my goodbye link. And I'm going to say, live long and prosper.
Thanks.